Hi everyone, my name is Ernie. I'm the co-founders of Propertyply and Bespoke Habitat. Watch these videos to find out the 3 pots of gold in property investments. Alright, in property investments, right, there are actually 3 secret pots of gold that you can actually extract out of your investment. Alright, I just want to highlight to you what does it really comprise of. Alright, let's go through to the whiteboards. I just want to write down in detail for you. Alright, so today we're going to talk about these 3 pots. Alright, 3 pots of gold. Alright, 3 pots of gold. Imagine, right, if this is actually the property price or so-called valuations of the property, I want to go into details, right? What can you really extract out of it? Alright, a lot of time, most of the property when I want to go in, I want to buy, I do not just want to buy in terms of the valuation angles. I want to buy a project or a property itself that is below market values, right? First keywords, right? We want to go into a project that is what? Below market value, right? That's the first thing that I always want to do. So what does it mean below market value? For example, if this property itself, the valuations of the property is 1 million, alright? Assuming it's 1 million, alright? If the valuation is $1 million, a lot of time when, like Robert Kiyosaki, they all said about this thing. You don't earn when you sell the property, but you earn when you buy the properties. So what does it really mean in a different perspective? If you have a chance to buy a below market value properties itself, this is what happened. Assuming this is 1 million, and you are able to get the property itself at, let's say, 900,000, alright? Immediately, roughly, based on valuations, right, there's really a drops in the price that you got it. And this thing, it is called the BMV, alright? And BMV, right, we will use by percentage. Let's say, hey, BMV 10%. So it means that, hey, I really got a deal that is really good because against valuations, I got it cheaper. And every time, right, when people say, hey, first pot of gold, I want to have what? Capital gain. But a lot of time, people, when they look into capital gain, right, they feel that, right, property always go up. This is what people feel. They always think that it will go up and they will appreciate. But to me, right, as a very conservative property investors, I don't look into the angles, right? I always say there's a potential gain. I don't say there's a guaranteed gain, because if I can get under a BNB units, if I can get like 900,000s, anything that go up from here, to me, this is a bonus. Right? This is a bonus to me. Right? So when I look into capital gain, I don't look at the point of the valuations. I look at the point of BNB points. When I buy the properties or I sign the paper, I roughly know that my capital gains is more or less okay. Right? First part. So roughly you know that, hey, if I can get a BNB units, this is something that I probably will get it when there's a chance I want to sell. Right? But second thing, a lot of time, most of the time, people want to build one thing called cash flow. Right? So why do I want a cash flow? Because cash flow what? Feed my baby. Right? It is the journey where I build my wealth. Right? Every time, if cash flow is coming and it can meet my expenses, right? Probably I'll be out rat race. That is how the angles of cash flow will help. But cash flow usually is calculated in a few basic calculations. Of course, there is more details, but I will say in general, these are things that you can consider. For example, alright, cash flow itself, you can use the rental that you collected. You're gonna minus off the mortgage. And then there is also things like, property tax. Maintenance in Singapore context could be things like MCST, where they actually charge you on a monthly basis to take care of the common space. These kind of things, if you didn't calculate in, right, you won't know what is really your true blue cash flow per month. So this is how we do it. In the property space itself, this is what I always calculate in. What is my cash flow from the property? Because cash flow feeds my baby, right? So in this area, we talk about capital gain, potential capital gain. We also talk about cash flow, right? Well, how do you calculate? And you can calculate and you can get your cash flow calculations. Third thing, this is something that I really like it, right? The third one, which is known as the amortization. This is an income that most of the people didn't know that how powerful property investment can be, alright? You know, every time when we go into sales of a property itself, right, when I want to buy a property, there are usually times where, for example, I need to make what? A down payment. And on top of that, right, there is a component where what would we do, which is the loan, alright? This is a loan, which is known as what? The mortgage. You minus off the mortgage, right? And then you minus off property tax and maintenance. And out of this mortgage loan, there is actually two components. One is the principal, and the other is the interest. Alright, interest is what banks earn, right? They lend you the money so that they can earn the interest, which is their profits, right? Our principal itself, it is these components where you need to what? Reduce your principal loan. For example, in this case, if you borrow this amount, and every month when the tenants pay the rental to you, you minus off the mortgage, every month indirectly your tenants is helping you to reduce this principal amount. And the next month, they'll continue to pay you rental, they'll reduce another month until one day you are out of the loan, right? But this principal amount, when it reduces, this is where you discover amortization income. This is a very powerful journey. For example, you will not receive anything as of now when you own the properties, but you will find that you can actually extract out when you decided to sell. When you decided to sell, one day, even if you sell at 900,000, because every month they reduce your principal amount, you will be able to extract these reductions, which is the tenant helping you to pay, alright, when you start to sell. Or there is a chance that you can refinance. You can extract debts out of it, right? And in property space, right, we always say that there's good debts, there's also bad debts, right? So in the next video, we're going to talk more about how good debts can really help you. But as of now, I hope that this journey, the 3 pots of gold in a property investment, is something that you will learn and you can actually leverage on. Alright, I hope today's sharing is something that you love it. And please help us to subscribe and like our video so that we can continue to give you good, valuable contents about property investment.